We're going to do a Moze video this time. This is my Blastmaster Allegiance Moze. Now, before we get into the combat, we're going to go through the skills and why I call it Blastmaster Allegiance. I call it the Blastmaster Allegiance because you can literally set up any allegiance pretty much that you want. Maliwan, Vladoff, Hyperion, Atlas, so on and so forth. As long as it deals splash damage, you can do it. Vladoff got some good guns. Maliwan too. Right now I'm going to show off the Maliwan, but onto the skills. Now we're going to put 5 points in fire in the Skagden for all that incinerate damage and splash damage. 4 points into Grizzled just to move down the tree, and we're going to do the Tour Cross promotion for that extra splash damage radius, and splash damage means destruction, so we can keep our ammo up. Pull the pin so we can hit them crits with our grenades. Now you do not have to put points into Vampire because our class mod, the Blastmaster, will be putting points into it for us, so you can save points into that. You can save your points for other things. And then most of these other skills are just to move down the tree, like why can't I carry all these grenades? And explosive punctuation, just so we can get to the short fuse, the capstone. So basically you want to do this blue tree up until this one really, and then just wherever you see fit until the capstone. Like I said, you don't have to put any points into Vampire because the class mod will be putting points into it for us, so you can save points. Now, I know a lot of viewers are going to be talking about, oh, why didn't you put it into Drowning in Brass? You don't really have to be honest. This will do just fine. Now for the green tree, we're going to do Cloud of Lead for that extra incendiary damage. This is another one where you don't have to go all the way down to the capstone like I did. If you want Drowning in Brass, you can save some points, like the points you save for Vampire. You can save the points and go put it in Drowning in Brass. You don't really need Drowning in Brass, but you could do that too. Now we're going to put 3 points in Stroke the Embers for some more incendiary damage. Scrappy for more damage, for more than that day damage output. We're going to put 1 point into Redistribution, just for that ammo regen, so we can keep firing. And we're going to put 5 points into Scorching RPMs for the fire rate and critical hit damage. This is not an Iron Bear build, so the hard point damage don't really matter. And magazine size, 35%. We're going to put 5 points into the Iron Bank. So basically, or you don't even need to put 5 points in the Iron Bank. You can come back up here and put a couple more points into this. You just need to get down to this for the most part. Now you don't have to spam Iron Bear. You will be getting a whole bunch of ammo return just from the splash damage and the crit damage that we do. So you don't really need this. Like I said, you can play around with some points there if you want. This is just how I like to play. And then I put the capstone for regenerating ammo. Like I said, you don't need the capstone. You're going to be regenerating ammo pretty well through just the crits that we get. Now, Purple Tree is almost useless, but this is what makes the Allegiance part of my build, the Harmonious Havoc. You can pick literally any of these 3 skills you want. I chose Big Surplus just for the extra incendiary damage while the Iron Bear is cooling down. And I picked biofuel for the health regen. So, but basically what you're gonna want is to get down to Harmonious Havoc for the Allegiance build. If you don't want to do exactly an Allegiance build, then play around with them points as well. Basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna get an Iron Bear here and just mows everything down. Now, if you are not careful, you will kill yourself. And as you can see, I'm not spamming Iron Bear. You don't need to spam Iron Bear for this build either. So you can also play around with the anointments on your weapons. We'll get into them in here in just a second. So yeah, that's basically how everything's gonna go there. And what I'm using for my, like I said, this is an Allegiance build, so the Malawan weapons right now is Flipper, Plasma Coil, the Death Grip, and the Complex Root. You can put any Malawan in any of these 4 gun slots. Just make sure they're guns that you like to play with. I have an Old God. Like I said, you don't need an Old God. You can use an amp shield or a shield that gives you damage when your shield's depleted, because your shield's probably going to be depleted most of the time. And I'm using the Clone Humanity Tracker to proc Vampire. So there's that. Proc Vampire. You can use a different grenade. You don't have to use the Clone Humanity Tracker. This is a very versatile build. If you haven't noticed, you can switch things up if you want. Clone Humanity Tracker just hits the most. The lower the level, the better, to be honest, because if you have a higher level, you're probably going to be killing yourself quite often. Now I'm using the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge right now, just because I don't have a better artifact for this build at the moment. And then here is the class mod that this whole thing is wrapped around, is the Blastmaster, hence Blastmaster Allegiance. I have one rolled for splash damage, weapon magazine size, and weapon charge speed. It's not exactly God rolled, as you can see, so you don't really need God rolled Blastmaster. You just need a Blastmaster. To be honest, it's pretty decent rolled, but it's not God rolled. I would rather have, you don't really need weapon magazine size. I would rather have grenade damage or a weapon damage roll or something along them lines. But yeah, that's the master. Now let's switch this up. Switch this up to the Vladoff. Alright, now for the Old Gods to work, you need to be shooting in that element. I clearly do not have that element, but I'm going to keep it on. Just because I don't have another element on me. It's probably in my bank. Here we go. I'm going to go kill the rest of these guys. Alrighty. Show you the Vladoff side of things. We can catch some of these people. See, you just instantly died. And you throw out your grenades. We already have Iron Bear back, so if we want to, we can go to Iron Bear. Get into Iron Bear. Light show ain't hitting targets very much. See that? You don't even need the old gods. Whatever you feel like, to be honest. We already got Iron Bear back. Bipod mode and just mow them down. As long as you keep your grenades, you might not even go down. See that? I stopped throwing the grenades, I went down. This is not a very good build for... or these guns aren't very good for accuracy. Bag burner is absolute chaos, but you'll probably kill yourself using it. And everything else around you, to be fair. So yeah, this is the build. I'm gonna go ahead and run to Trant real quick. To show you the bossing. Show you how easily Trant can just die. And if you are a Hyperion, you can do Hyperion too. Hyperion works perfectly well. I'm not very I don't like Hyperion very much, so but this build can do whatever allegiance you want, to be honest. It can do Jacobs, it can do Hyperion. Hyperion would probably be one of the better ones, since Hyperion makes shields. And Vladoff makes grenades, so you can, you know, swap in and out. Alice, it can be an Alice build if you want an Alice build. You see how I didn't have to get into Iron Bear, and they still just work things. Now you're going to be getting grenades back as you shoot and kill and get crits and all this other stuff, so you're not going to need to refill ammo or anything. You know, to keep your survivability up. You can survive pretty much anywhere. And this is flat off. I don't have very good. You just melt them.
Come get some.
They're melted. Boss down. And yep, that's the build. So fucking, I hope you like the build. If you do like the build, hit a like, leave a comment to see if, you know, I'm new to creating videos, so if I can do better, fucking tell me a way I can. Yeah, hit the like button, please subscribe. I'll see you guys later.